hello. I'd like to explain my costume first. The costume here. It was my mate Wynn's 50th birthday party, and being a 50-year-old gay man, he wanted a fancy dress party. He chose the theme of 50. Now it turns out there's only 3 fancy dress costumes on the theme of 50, and a lot of people put on a Hawaiian shirt and went to the 1970s TV cop show. Ah, yes, I thought I chose this material to be appropriate for ages. And a lot of people, my friend Sean, downloaded all the Farrow and Ball paint colour charts and cut out all the shades of grey and stuck them to a grey shirt and went as... 50 Shades of Gay. And there was only one alternative left. I went as a 1970s Paul Simon song, More Than 49 Ways to Vacate the General Vicinity of an Ex. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, yes. So what I did was, I ruined a perfectly good white shirt, as it turns out. What I did was, I put 50 arrows, one for each of the way to leave your lover, in the song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And I was going to put a lyric or a picture for each one. And then I listened to the song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover for the first time in 50 years. And how many ways to leave your lover are there in the song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover? Any guesses? 5. There are 5 ways to leave your lover in the song 50 Ways, and 4 of them are shit. The only reasonable way to leave your lover in the song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover is hop on the bus, Gus. Now there's also slip out the back, Jack. Now, if Jack is going to keep on slipping out the back, he's not going to keep a relationship with any of my friends for very long. So what I thought I'd do, I'd fill in the other 49 ways to leave your lover with ways you've been left by lovers. Now, obviously, I haven't been left by 49 lovers. Stuff of this quality doesn't get put back on the shelf, because it's going off. And it's beginning to congeal inside the shirt as I speak. So what I've done is, I've come up with 3 ways to leave your lover. I've been left by lovers, but there are 3 ways I've been left by lovers that rhyme. The way they've left is rhymes with the way their first name. So, for example, I've explained that very badly. So, yes, I'll try it again. It would be better if you understood what I was talking about. 3 ways to leave your lover. Ah, yes, the man they left me rhymes with their first name. But we don't want first one is ride off on a pony Tony. Yeah, that was at the end of a rather unsuccessful pony trekking holiday in the Cairngorms. And secondly, dress up as a hen Len. Now I didn't even know Len was leaving with me until I saw him trying to cross the road. And it isn't hold out a handful of grain, Wayne. No, wait a minute, that's a completely different song. That's 50 Ways to Tease a Plover. Well, that's the end of that bit. So at the completely other end of the age scale, my nephew, one of my nephew's kids, is about 6 or 7, something like that, and his name's Wilfred, or something like that, because there's a lot of them, and they've all got Victorian names. It's a bit confusing. They all got, I don't know, Gladstone, Disraeli, Ricketts. My nephew and his ex are all arguing about who's going to pick up diphtheria over the weekend. Whereas we've all got the sensible 1970s names, you know, Jeff, Steph, Wayne, Dwayne, Kaplunk. Oh, looking back, we were awful to Kaplunk when we were kids. We were pulling the sticks out from under until we lost their marbles. Fuck you. So, during the Christmas period, do you remember the Christmas period? It was a very big Christmas time. My nephew brought all his kids to spend the Christmas period with my brother Kelvin and his wife Space Hopper. Because my nephew's children are the first generation of our family to live abroad, Cirencester. And for the rest of our family, all generations, we've lived on the outskirts of our village. And I thought I'd better start learning to know these kids, because I've got no kids of my own. Surprisingly, I've got no kids of my own. And in 20, 30 years' time, they're going to be organising who changes my nappy. So I've got to pretend I'm interested in these people. So this one, Wilfred, I thought I'd take him for a walk up to the village. Now, our village isn't what it was, so there's nowhere to aim a walk at in our village. I thought I'll take him up to the shops, you know. I say up to the shops, up to the shop. I say up to the shop, where the shop used to be. Which is next door to where the school used to be, which is next door to the co-op used to be, which is next door to where the library used to be, which is next door to a thriving Nepalese restaurant. We've got nothing but a thriving Nepalese restaurant in our. We've got nothing in our town except 27 different ways to eat curried yak. Because I think if the Gurkhas come over from Gurkland, I've done no research. I mean, basically, I'm not very interested in other people. And it's me all the way down. So the Gurkhas come over from Gurkland and did their stint in the British Army and then retired and looked for somewhere in the British Isles that reminded them of their home in the lower slopes of the Himalayas. And obviously they came to our village. It being cold and remote and having very little atmosphere. So there's a sort of thriving Nepalese restaurant, which is next door to where the butchers used to be, which is next door to the bakers used to be, which is next door. We've got an artisan candlestick maker opened up now. I mean, they could be candlesticks, they could be sex toys, I don't know. Either way, you can brighten up your cottage over the Christmas period. So like I say, I thought I was going to tell this Wilfred a story of all the generations of our family who lived in our village. And because stories are good like that, they're good to make a connection between people. Not for me here tonight, obviously. But I didn't have to tell him that story. He told me all lots of stuff he'd learned off the internet. He's at the right age to be fascinated by history. All the bloodthirsty, nasty bits I noticed. But still, I was impressed in you. I think you're not like Wilfred, you're like a little encyclopedia. And of course, he had no idea what I was talking about. It's a big book with everything in. It's a big book with everything in. A book is a thing. Oh, never mind. But he didn't get the idea. I don't think all the way home he was skipping through the video saying, "I'm an encyclopedo." And so this old man who's hanging around with me. That's the end of that bit. So I've got no kids. I'm using these gigs as a chance to just pass on whatever wisdom I've learned. Not very much, obviously. I've learned over the. So what I will say is, never compare your life to other people. It's dangerous to compare your life and your achievements to other people. Now this is a lesson I've only learned slowly, and I've realised. I've always been comparing my life and my achievements to completely the wrong people. So here's my achievements, mostly at hip level, and I've been comparing my achievements to the achievements of Martin Luther King, Elvis and Jesus. Which are more up here, aren't they? They're more up here. I want to compare my achievement to somebody's achievements that are more achievable. So this was 30 years ago, I read about the old actor Buster Merryfield, who played Uncle Albert in Only Fools and Horses. He was 60, even older than I am now, before he gave up his first job in the bank and tried to give acting a go. I thought, from now on, I'm going to compare myself to Buster Merryfield. And then I did nothing for 30 years. I say I did nothing, I took a lot of drugs at gay sex parties. I tell you that because I don't want you to think I've been completely wasting my time. I took a lot of drugs. It's a wonder I can stand up. At gay sex parties, it's a wonder I can sit down. And by doing saying that, I raised the achievements of Buster Merrifield to the same level of unachievableness as Martin Luther King, Elvis and Jesus. Now the trouble with this material, unlikely I know, if ever I do a gig in Bristol with young people, they're not going to know. You young people are like, you're not going to know who Martin Luther King, Elvis and Jesus are. No idea at all. I need a B-list of people who achieved a lot but died young. The young people who can understand, who can know about it. But that list is made up entirely of Charlie Kirk and the boy from One Direction who fell off the balcony. Have I gone too far? You never know, and I don't know why I'm still doing this. But I'm finding it oddly comforting. So what I do, and of course, as far as we know, Martin Luther King, Elvis and Jesus never took any free drugs at gay sex parties. And although Jesus did have a come down that lasted 3 days. Possibly not think something to end on. You've been lovely. I've been up here. Thank you very much. Good night. Darren Hoskins,
everybody. I was reading in a newspaper this week. I don't know if anyone saw the story about a baby that broke a mirror. He got 7 years bad luck. Good news, his mother's an anti-vaxxer. Okay, our second act of this part of the show. Please put your hands together for the wonderful Sophie Litherland!
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Gorgeous. Now, as some of you may have noticed, yes,